Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. Yesterday I made some falafel, and it's kind of a strange thing for somebody in the South to be making. So I thought, well, I might as well add another strange thing to it too, Rumaki. And what Rumaki is, it's really an hors d'oeuvre for parties and whatever. And the first time I made it, it was for a Christmas party, a big Christmas party. I think we had about 150 people in this house. And that's back when my husband was public school superintendent. So we had the party for people who had companies in the county and all that had donated money to, help with school things, I don't know, like playground equipment and that kind of thing. Anyway, it's sort of an appreciation party for those people and people in the community. But anyway, I want to tell you the story. I made it and I thought, oh, I bet if somebody doesn't like chicken livers, they'll hate this. And I made it, and I got the two big containers of chicken, big containers, and made it, and I froze it. And then the day of the party, I took it out and thawed everything out. Well, I can tell you, we had every kind of hors d'oeuvre imaginable, including a steamship round of beef, a big honey-baked ham, all kinds of sweets, just everything you could imagine. And guess what got gone first? The Rumaki. That's what got gone first. And everybody just seemed to love it. Now, and we did have one guy who I was standing at the table, it was in the dining room, and he said, "What is this?" And he was just eating away. And I said, "Well, that's chicken livers." And he said, "What?" Like that. I don't know where he disappeared. I guess he went somewhere and spit it out. I don't know. But anyway, if you like chicken livers, you'll love this. And if you don't, you really won't like it at all. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fix it anyway. Now, my husband does not like it, but I love it. So I go ahead and fix it, and I freeze it, and then every once in a while I'll get a couple out of the freezer and fix them just for myself. Because, I have to have things I like once in a while too, right? All right, so here we go. 1 pound of chicken livers, and you want to go through those, and if they're 2 pieces of chicken liver, that's still attached, you just want to clip those in 2, and I rinse them off a little bit, and if there's any chicken liver that looks odd to me, I just throw that away. But anyway, you want to put it in a little bowl, and to that you want to add about a tablespoon of chopped garlic, so that's about 3 garlic cloves, and you also want to add about a tablespoon of ginger. And I had my little, here it is. Now I use this kind of ginger just because it's very convenient, because every time I get the other kind, it always ends up molding before I use it all. So I get this candied ginger. They only sell it at Christmas time, and people put it in fruitcakes, but I like to put it in any dish that calls for ginger. It's just candied ginger that's coated with sugar, and I just rinse it off real good and chop it up, and it works great for me. And it's just a good way to not have your ginger go bad. Now, if you don't have this or don't want to use that, just fresh ginger will be fine. So we're going to need about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of teriyaki sauce and about 1/4 cup of just regular cooking sherry. So what we're going to do is just go ahead, put in the ginger, and put in the garlic. Now I just go ahead and pour in my teriyaki. Again, about 1/3 to 1/2 cup is about all you'll need. You just want enough to cover everything. And I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of cooking sherry. And then you just want to stir that around a little bit and get it all mixed up. And now you're going to let your chicken livers marinate in this for several hours or overnight. Now I just usually do it for several hours. And then after you do that, we're going to take them out and dry them off, and I'll show you the other things that you do and how we cook these. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cover these, put them in the refrigerator, And we'll be back in just a few hours and I'll show you how I fix these. And again, I'm fixing these for myself because my husband does not like them. All right, we'll be back. Hi, we're back. It's the next morning and we have soaked our chicken livers overnight. And now we're going to get started on assembling the rumaki. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take the chicken livers out of this little marinade that they've been in, and I want them to get kind of dried off. So I'm just going to dip those out. Let them drain just a little bit. And I've got a cookie sheet here that's lined with plastic and the paper towels. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. By the way, you want to go ahead and throw out that marinade. You really don't want to use it for anything. I'm just going to sort of dry off these chicken livers. And any of the little garlic or ginger that sticks to them, that's okay. Also, any that I didn't cut apart originally, I'm going to cut apart now. Looks like one right there. You really don't want pieces that are very big, or at least in my opinion. Now, most people think chicken livers are okay, but some people absolutely hate them. Just the idea of eating liver. So, I'll have to tell you though, that a lot of people who don't like liver like Rumaki. They do. Alright. Now I think we're ready. Alright, the first thing you want to do is get any little blood clots or whatever off of them. The first thing you want to do is you'll need to cook about 12 ounces of bacon, and you want to just par cook it so it's still pliable. Now I do this because I like the bacon on the Rumaki really crispy, and the only way to get it really crispy is just par cook the bacon. And I try to get as much grease off as I can. The other thing you'll need is a can of water chestnuts. Now you can get these at the Asian part of any grocery store pretty much. And what I've done is drained those and then dried them off with a paper towel because you want them, fairly dry. Alright, so to assemble these, I'm just going to get my chicken livers down at one end here. Put down another paper towel. You want to put your water chestnut down on the little bacon. Put the chicken liver on top of it and then just wrap it up. And then you want to secure it with a toothpick, and I really prefer these big round kind. You want to stick that all the way through the water chestnut, the liver, and through the bacon. Okay, and the next step, you'll need a little light brown sugar, and I just kind of throw it on them a little bit, not much, just about like that, so if you can see that. And then just place them on a cookie sheet. Let me put this up so you can see. This is a cookie sheet that I've lined with aluminum foil, and then I've got a little cake cooling rack or cookie cooling rack in here, and they're up off the bottom using this little rack. Alright, let me do a couple more of these now. Put your bacon down first, and of course you want your bacon really pliable. Turn this down. There. Put your water chestnut right down in the middle. Then pick you out a little chicken liver. And I just, if there's any garlic or ginger on it, I just leave it there. And just fold your bacon over like that. Pick it up and turn it over. Put the toothpick right through the water chestnut and the bacon, and I like for it to come out the other side like that. Of course, make sure you've got your liver all in there, and then just take it and put a little brown sugar over it. If the bacon comes loose like mine just did, you want to pull it around, and better yet, just get another piece of bacon, one that's more pliable like this one. Roll it around, bring that bacon over the top, turn it over, stick it through. That one made it. I put a little more brown sugar on that bacon. There's what it looks like. And just put it right down on your little cookie cooling tray or something. Now, if you don't have a little cookie or cake cooling wire rack, what you can do is take the tinfoil and crumple it all up and then place it in the bottom, and that way the grease will kind of go into the crevices. All right, let's just do one more and then we'll finish them up with the camera off. All right. Water chestnut down in the middle. Then the liver over that. And then fold the two parts of the bacon over. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually do a whole piece of bacon. I mean, that would work too. All right. Now you want to roll it in the brown sugar. And again, make sure that's secure in there. Some of the liver might kind of come out a little bit, but that's okay. There you go. Make sure that toothpick goes all the way through. Now let's just do one more. This is a very thin piece of bacon. Let's pick a little small water chestnut right in the middle. And I'm going to pick one of the little small chicken livers. And what this is actually a bite or two bites at the most. Now this one did a little better. Put a little bit of brown sugar on it, and there you have it, with the toothpick just barely coming out the other end, and put it down on the rack with the seam side of the bacon down. Now we're going to bake these at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Just once that bacon is crispy, you'll know they're done. All right, I'm going to finish doing the rest of these chicken livers, and when they get done, we'll be back. Okay, the rumaki is ready to go in the oven. Now the pieces on this end, I went ahead and used a whole piece of bacon for them. But the rest of these, it's only a half a piece. Now see if you can see that drainage at the bottom. That's why I used the little wire rack. Now most recipes for rumaki tell you to put it under the broiler, but I prefer to bake it, and I do move my oven rack up to the very top rack, and I bake it at 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. But remember, the bacon's already par cooked, so it shouldn't take it too long. I'd say 20 minutes at the most. But I prefer to bake it because that way it gets cooked all the way around and all the bacon ends up crispy. All right, when this gets done, we'll be back. Okay, the rumaki is done now, and I've already removed some of it from the little wire rack, and I've put it in this little container because I'm going to freeze this. Now, the longest I've ever frozen it's been about 6 weeks, and that was when I was having a party, a Christmas party, and I froze a bunch of it. And 6 weeks later we had the party, and I just took it out and warmed it up in the oven. Now, Here's the reason you need the tin foil. And you also need a little wire rack. Now this is because of the brown sugar and some of the grease to do with the bacon, and it will smoke a little bit, which just adds to the taste of the Rumaki. There's what it looks like. So can you see that? I put some out on a plate. Now, because of the liver, of course, this would be very good for someone who suffers from anemia, or, you know, if you can get your young children to eat it. Usually children between 2 and 5 sometimes get anemia because they don't really eat right, and you can actually get them to eat this. You don't really have to tell them it's liver, but they'll certainly taste mostly the bacon, and then they'll get the crunch from the water chestnut. Of course, obviously you need to take the little toothpick out. But anyway, here it is, Rumaki. I hope you'll try this, and really, people that don't even like liver will usually eat this. All right, I'm gonna try one. I'm gonna get a small one. Take that toothpick out. You really almost don't even taste the liver. It's about 2 bites, and of course the water chestnut stays crispy. Now I eat these sometimes when I'm having a meal. I'll just put one of these on my plate. They are so good. Again, it's got ginger, garlic in it, the water chestnut, and of course the bacon is very predominant taste in it, and the brown sugar. All right, see you next time.